What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Nobody review, recap, and breakdown. Going into the movie, I expected John Wick, but with Saul Goodman. However, the movie turned out to be much more, especially as arguably Hutch is a much more interesting character than Mr. Wick. Hutch is seemingly an ordinary bloke living the American dream in suburbia, but the wife is distant and he has a son who hates him. He also has a habit of forgetting to put the rubbish out, which will always remind me of that scene in Commando. Now, I loved the bait and switch as the house was broken into and the son takes down one of the burglars, only for his dad to tell him to let him go. I expected him to hunt them down to lead into the main story, except this was all done just so he can get on the bus and start the movie proper. He heads to work and is seen really as a total loser. I've not seen someone this emasculated so hard in a movie besides the movie Cuck, which actually isn't all that bad. His son has a black eye and even drifts further from him as he's seen as weak by pretty much everyone except his daughter, who idolizes him, someone who is yet to really know the man that her father really is. Now, he's berated also by his brother-in-law and pitied by Michael Ironside, who I cannot unhear Sam Fisher when I see him. Now, we learn how the gun was not actually loaded when talking to his brother, who is seemingly in hiding, and it was better just to let them leave drama-free. However, there's one problem. He later learns his daughter's bracelet is missing and has had enough. He sees his father and then takes his old FBI badge, and slowly it unravels further from this, as we know that the man is not who he says he is. He is not the do-nothing veteran. He's not the guy who was on the back line or anything like that. He seemingly has some skills, and he's not the man who only claimed to be backroom staff in the army. Now, luckily, he saw a flash of one of the tattoos of the burglars and manages to track them down using info from a tattoo shop. I thought it was funny how badass Hutch was in there, and it's a credit to the actor with there being shades of Saul himself at times, which is no means a bad thing, and it's definitely not the same character, which I find a lot of actors are very much the same in almost everything, which is possibly due to a problem with the writing and being typecast. Typecast is something this character is not. I also found it funny with the flash of his own tattoo, a veteran was petrified and left, further hinting to his Special Forces dark background. And I loved how this had some pretty decent comedic moments where John Wick over the course of the trilogies just seemed to get more and more serious while the action got more and more ridiculous. Now, the tattoo is possibly something to do with the auditors. I couldn't find anything really about it, but it's just, I think, to signify that he's one of these guys like we have like Army Rangers tattoos and things like that. However, the reveal is that the burglars were just a family who have a sick kid, as he goes to confront them and get his daughter's possessions back, but ultimately he decides to walk away. This is where he does seem to get desperate and needs to live his life. The robbers were just people living their lives and trying to survive, and he's on his way back, and well, he didn't get what he wanted. He wanted a fight, and well, he's going to get it. The bus is taken over by a group of thugs who are mostly Russian mafia as they start to pester a girl on the bus, and Hutch simply locks the doors, escorts the driver off, and confronts them. I love how raw and realistic this fight was. Yes, it does actually hurt when you punch someone, and if you headbutt someone, it does really hurt. Take it from me. And it won't be pretty and pristine like the other action movies you see. It's gritty and a struggle, but eventually he does destroy them all, and even saves the leader, giving them a tracheotomy. For now, at least, he's saved. But he returns home and is patched up by his wife, who seemingly finally shows him respect, which is very dark. She only wants to be near him when he's doing bad things, as we're introduced to one of the true highlights of the movie, Yulian, the Russian boss who loves drugs and singing and is 100% eccentric, but he instantly resorts to violence when his masculinity is questioned by a colleague saying that, well, you shouldn't be singing. and he's in charge of looking after the Obshak, or the Obstack. I'm sorry, I really probably will pronounce that wrong. I'm sure you're going to let me know in the comments. But it's a moving, common fund for the gangsters to use for lawyers and other things, and it's Julian's turn to guard it. Except a complication arises when he learns that his brother has been attacked by a seemingly nobody. Hutch learns who the people are he attacked, and is told to go and meet the barber, a figure who knows everything and learns just who this person is, while his counterpart does the same. They are both seemingly people who encountered nobodies that changed their lives forever. Now, we learn later that Hutch was an auditor, someone sent to kill people who cannot be taken down on the books, and it has to be done clandestine style. And in revenge, Julian sends people to kill him and his family, which goes tits up heavily, but he's taken hostage, and the whole fight scene was a total joy to watch. And it seems like this is going to be a really fun franchise, hopefully. But he manages to escape and kills the right-hand man and returns home to his family, seemingly taking umbrage that they went for his family, and he has one heck of a monologue to the surviving attackers before finding the bracelet. It's all been one big misunderstanding, and really he only attacked the people on the bus to, feel something, and burns the house down. He thought he wanted the American dream after seeing someone he was supposed to kill live that dream after his life was almost up. So he thought, you know what, that's the life you should live when you've been living on the edge for so long, except it's all about balance. Now he returns to his father to get weapons, who is superb casting as Christopher Lloyd, and plans to make a final stand at his father-in-law's metal shop after buying it with pure gold. It was pretty funny to see his brother-in-law break down, as his only identity was being in charge, as masculinity is really the core tenet of this movie. What remains is a stunning tour de force of action in two separate scenes, where we see the director, the man behind Hardcore Henry, really shine with the assault on the mafia funds as Hutch goes full scorched earth, burning it all and confronting the villain, or at least not villain, kind of the movie. The dude who played Julian had the perfect balance of crazy and menace, who also realises only path to salvation, now that the thing he was protecting is gone, is to go scorched earth and kill him, as he kind of has more, I would say, credit in the bank for wanting revenge. It's a very, very interesting way. And, well, they go to the metal works and Hutch's father and brother there, and, well, they make a final stand. I thought the money attack was good, but this, boy, I never thought I wanted Christopher Lloyd shotgunning people up until now, as his half-brother gets a triple kill, which is hilarious, as the movie kind of really hits its peak in craziness with progressively more inventive kills. The final one, which really takes the cake, with a claymore strapped to something that is used as a shield. However, Hutch is taken to the police and in the end interrogated, but when they learn who he is, everything seems to be dropped, as he now tries to rebuild his life with his wife on board, mentioning the need for basement. But he gets a call showing that his life of violence is far from over, and now he is balancing and adjusting, and auditing? No, anyway. But the family life that he wanted is being balanced with his clandestine dark ops work. But 3 months later, the father and the brother are on the run, showing that it's evident a sequel is defo on the cards. Now, I really, really loved this movie. It was a stunning watch, and yes, it took a while to get going, but when it did, oh boy, was this a fun ride. But that is it for this video. Please drop a like down below. Please subscribe with notifications on, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.